I cannot believe I'm even saying this out loud. Luis Arraez of the Marlins is currently .001 points away from having a 400 batting average through 61 games of the 2023 MLB season. That is absolutely mind-blowing. Speaking of blowing, pause, ALEK MANOAH, he blew another game and in the process tried to blow a baseball foul after Jeremy Pena put down a sick bunt. And also, I just want to let you guys know, Trey Turner, he might be back. All of that in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we talk about every single game, almost every single day. And also, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, a reminder, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off. Here we go, the first game from yesterday, a rematch of a World Series I watched back in the day. I don't remember the exact year, but the Cardinals and the Rangers. Marcus Semien, he is trying to get the hit streak up to 24 games, so be on the lookout. Well, I guess I'll spoil it. After Ezekiel Duran, the rookie, doubled home Jonah Heim, Marcus Semien brought home Ezekiel Duran, extending his hit streak to 24 games. I'm going to knock on wood so I do not jinx anything. Martin Perez, he cooked the Cardinals. He blanked them over 7 innings, so 7 shutout, 5 strikeouts on just 3 base hits and 1 walk allowed. Unfortunately, the rookie cheat code, Grant Anderson, he stumbled for the first time ever. Arenado, he tied the ball game up on a 2-run double in the 8th inning. Now, I'm sure Nathaniel Lowe, fantasy owners, did not mind that because he walked it off, giving fantasy owners even more points. The Rangers, as an offense, are first in runs scored, and as a pitching staff, they're third in ERA. The Cardinals, I just want to throw it out there, they have now lost 4 games in a row. Now, before we move on to ALEK MANOAH, Luis Arraez, and the rest of the stories, I do want to give you guys a quick update on Jacob deGrom. He has been transferred to the 60-day IL with elbow inflammation, so that's not a great sign. He can come back June 28th, but he's been out, since April 29th. Not great news for Jacob deGrom, but the Rangers are pretty certain that he's going to be back and pitching at some point this year, which would be crazy considering how good the Rangers have been already, even without him. Here we go, the Pirates and the A's. Now, we had some deja vu because the game before, Oakland jumped out to an early lead, and then they blew it and imploded. The same thing happened in this one. Connor Joe brought home Pittsburgh's first run on a double in the 5th. And dude, the A's choked in the most 2023 A's way physically possible. They lost the lead on 2 straight walks with the bases loaded. Shintaro Fujinami has a negative 2.1 WAR and an 11.57 ERA. I have no idea why he's still on the big league roster. Now, the A's did kind of fight back. They ended up tying it in the 8th inning, but ultimately they fell short after an Andrew McCutchen sac fly and a Colin Holderman save. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirates have won 6 games in a row. The A's, dude, it's getting embarrassing. So we talked about the Cardinals and the Pirates. Those are 2 teams in the NL Central. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Brewers, because if the Brewers do not win this game, they will officially be in 2nd place behind the Pirates yet again. Julio Teheran of the Brewers, he wasn't bad at all, but he did allow 2 home runs to Fairchild and Tyler Stevenson. That was all that Cincinnati needed because the rookie came to play. Andrew Abbott, he became the first left-handed pitcher in baseball history to throw 6 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts, only allowing 1 base hit. Now, he did walk 4, so he was crafty enough to keep Milwaukee at bay, and wow, did Alexis Diaz turn up the heat in the 9th inning. He struck out the side. He has 14 saves, a 1.2 ERA or something crazy like that. The Reds, they're 3rd in scoring over the last 2 weeks. The future is near. Oh my, we have breaking news as I'm recording this video. Speaking of the future is near, Elly De La Cruz, the number 4 prospect in all of baseball, the 6'5" switch hitting phenom. He could be 6'5" Jose Reyes minus all of the stuff off the field. This dude, he's going to be a game changer. I cannot believe that they are pushing all of the buttons. They brought up Matt McClain. He's raking. Elly De La Cruz, he's taken the spot of Nick Senzel after Nick Senzel went down with an injury. The Elly De La Cruz era is officially here. I'm going to make a short later today on Elly De La Cruz because I feel like you guys have to know the full story behind this guy. But moving on to the Astros and the Jays. So this ALEK MANOAH start began with the biggest omen of things to come. Like, he tried to blow a bunt foul. What was he doing? I think he was trying to be funny, but Alvarez with an RBI single. Kyle Tucker, the same thing, an RBI single, and that is definitely not an RBI single. Rookie Corey Julks, he turned on that pitch for his first career grand slam. And at this point, do the Blue Jays have to send ALEK MANOAH down to AAA? Is that really needed? So the Braves, if you guys did not know, they just sent down Mike Soroka. He was once an All-Star and a Cy Young vote getter. The same thing with ALEK MANOAH. Should they send him down? If you're a Blue Jays fan, please let me know in the comment section down below. Now, I know it is apples to oranges because MANOAH, he's not injured. He's not coming back after having 1,000 days off, but please let me know. He was yanked. He's sitting at a 6.36 ERA. Yordan Tucker, and Jake Myers, they all bashed home runs. So it wasn't even like ALEK MANOAH was singled out in this game. The Houston offense was just, they came to play yesterday. They're that talented. Myers, by the way, has 15 extra base hits and 5 outs above average defensively. The Astros, they spanked the Jays 11-4. The Houston Astros, they're 7-3 over their last 10. They're trying to keep pace with the Rangers, who are 8-2 over their last 10 games. So that AL West is going to be really fun to watch the rest of the way. The Tampa Bay Rays could have had more than 4 runs if it wasn't for Boston kind of unlocking the automatic home run robbery cheat code. So that's 1 robbed home run in center field, and then there's another over in right field. So Hernandez and Verdugo, they both robbed Tampa Bay of home runs, but Tampa Bay robbed Boston fans of joy. So who really won, huh? Margot, he started a rally in the 5th with Mejia and Josh Lowe making it a 3 spot for Shane McClanahan. Mr. McClanahan, he did allow a run, but his stat line was great again. 6 innings, 1 run on 5 strikeouts. He is now 9-1 with a 2.02 ERA. Jason Adam, he struck out 2 for his 9th save. Who's the team to beat in the AL? Is it the Rangers? Is it the Astros? Or is it the Rays? Let me know in the comments. So, the Phillies offense might be back, which is a scary sentence. Trey Turner, he's down in the 4 hole now. He laced an RBI single to score the leadoff hitter, Kyle Schwarber. It's crazy to say that Trey Turner is a 4 hitter, Schwarber is the leadoff hitter. Nick Castellanos, his bounce back season continues. He's hitting 404 with 8 extra base hits and 9 RBIs over his last 13 starts. And now it's really time to be afraid, because Trey, he had 2 home runs in yesterday's contest in the 3rd and the 5th inning, and kind of sandwiched in between was an RBI base hit from Bryce Harper. This Trey Turner fella, he's still pretty good. If you don't remember, he somehow has 7 home runs and 8 stolen bases after having a brutally slow start to the season after crushing it in the WBC. Nick Maton, he got some payback against his former team. I'm not saying that they gave up on Nick Maton, but they did trade him. He was hyped up. Aaron Nola, I would say that he got screwed by his defense, so only 1 of those runs were earned. So he allowed 1 base hit the entire game. It was on that home run to Nick Maton. He had 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. Still a fantastic start if you ask me. JT Realmuto, he drove home 2 more on a double. So Aaron Nola struck out 12 over 7. You have Bryce Harper having a base hit. JT Realmuto, he's been really good the last week. Trey Turner, he's popping off along with Schwarber and Nick Castellanos. I'm afraid of the Phillies. Padres and the Cubs. No way he did. El Kraken, Gary has been feeling himself ever since he put on that Padres uniform. His 3rd home run, he has 6 RBIs in his first 21 at-bats as a member of the Padres. Ha-Sung Kim, he doubled home Matt Carpenter right after. And before we show Cronenworth's RBI single to score Manny Machado, we got to show Manny's glove, because the dude is an absolute wizard defensively. He robbed Seiya of a hit. I mean, to me, Manny Machado is a future Hall of Famer. Jake Cronenworth, he brought home 1 more for Blake Snell, who yet again put the opposing team in a blender. 6 strikeouts over 6 shutout innings. I swallowed dust. Hold on. Over his last 3 starts, Blake Snell has a tiny 0.53 ERA and 11.1 strikeouts per 9. But of course, I thought that this was funny. One day after Juan Soto called out the entire bottom half of the lineup, they did all of the damage, and the top half of the lineup did absolutely nothing. I thought that was funny. The Kansas City Royals, yeah, they pulled an Oakland A's in this game. They went up 4-0 before the 3rd came to a close when the wheels completely fell off. Luis Arraez, he has basically been Tony Gwynn reincarnated. Now, that might sound blasphemous, but hear me out. I'll talk about his stats in just a second. There's John Birdie with a 2-run 3-bagger. John Birdie can absolutely fly on the bases. So can Jonathan Davis, but he completed the Kansas City meltdown by stealing the lead. And Miami, they just kept on adding to it. Arraez with another RBI base hit. Dela Cruz, he teed up a 2-run moonshot. He's hitting 300 on the year with 8 home runs and a 123 OPS plus. Miami, they win the game 9-6 after Dylan Floro came in for his 7th save of the year. And now it's time to talk about Luis Arraez and Tony Gwynn, because look at how similar they were through their first 445 games. They basically had the same batting average, almost the exact same home runs, and the on-base percentage, it's actually to Luis Arraez. So it's not blasphemous or disrespectful to say that Luis Arraez is kind of the modern-day Tony Gwynn. That's a compliment to Tony Gwynn, because Luis Arraez, he's that guy. Staying with Luis Arraez, let's talk about all of these stat leaders across baseball. So he is obviously #1 in batting average. Look at Bo Bichette hitting 333. You guys can see the rest right there. Pitching leaders, we talked about Shane McClanahan in today's recap. He has 9 wins. That is 1 more than Nathan Eovaldi. A bunch of other guys are tied at 7. Home runs, Pete Alonso, we know that he is leading the pack with 21, with Judge, Muncy, Soler, and Olsen kind of all within striking distance. ERA, it is still Bryce Elder. I think that he's pitching today, but shout out to McClanahan, who has a 2.02. Erod, Gray, Framber Valdez, another Astro we're going to talk about. RBIs, Yordan has officially taken the lead over Adolis Garcia. He has 53 saves. Emmanuel Clase, Bo Bichette, he's Whoa, he's actually leading Luis Arraez, and I think that's just because he has more at-bats. He's played in more games. He has 87. Spencer Strider leading in strikeouts. Stolen bases. Ooh, Ronald is creeping up. And look at Wander Franco with 21 on the season. My goodness, that dude is so good. Quality starts, obviously Marcus Stroman. He might throw 25 of them this year. He's been that consistent. And then before we actually close out today's recap, I'm going to go ahead and show these standings in the American League. You guys can kind of process that. What do we make of the AL West? Who is going to be the top dog in that division? Also, the Rays are still leading the pack in the East, and then the Central. The Central's the Central. The National League, you guys can check it out right there. Let me know all your thoughts on today's recap. What do you make of the Reds calling up Elly De La Cruz? I cannot wait. I'll probably break down his game later on today, so make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll catch you in tomorrow. What? I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another MLB recap.